Imagine a life where you never have to sit on a toilet, because you are the toilet, and the entire Pacific Ocean is your bathroom. That's the daily reality of the streaked shearwater, a sleek seabird that has turned mid-air defecation into an art form. But here's where it gets controversial. Some scientists argue this quirky habit might be one of the most underappreciated engines driving ocean fertility and even influencing the global spread of bird flu. A study published on August 18th in Current Biology, https://doi.org/10.2025-06058, reveals that streaked shearwaters, those tireless voyagers of the open Pacific, relieve themselves almost exclusively while flying. Out of 195 recorded bowel movements captured on tiny belly-mounted cameras, only one occurred while the bird was actually sitting on the water. Researchers suspect that lone watery poop was an accident, the avian equivalent of "oops, wrong button." Why go to such aerial lengths? Cleanliness is the obvious perk. By dropping their waste mid-flight, the birds avoid paddling in their own germ-laden guano, which can harbor nasty pathogens like avian influenza. https://sciencenews.org. Article/bird flu evolution containment. Think of it as nature's built-in bidet, except the bidet is the sky, and the rinse cycle is gravity. But the story doesn't end with personal hygiene. Every plume of shearwater, biologist Leo Uesaka of the University of Tokyo puts it bluntly. Where shearwaters swarm, the ocean might get a turbocharged shot of iron and phosphorus. The evidence comes from 36 hours of high-definition footage collected from 15 birds nesting on Funakoshi, Oshima Island, Japan. The original goal was to study how shearwaters launch themselves from the water, so the cameras faced backward, aimed at the bird's feet. Instead, the team got an unexpected bonus feature, a non-stop poop parade. I was stunned by the frequency, Uesaka admits. It was so consistent that we spun off an entirely new research question. And this is the part most people miss. Those frequent mid-air dumps aren't just random. Each bird can jettison roughly 30 grams of waste every hour, about 5% of its body weight. Shedding that ballast may trim the energy cost of flight, especially after a heavy meal of squid and small fish. In other words, pooping might be the shearwaters' version of dumping extra cargo to save fuel on a long-haul flight. There's a darker angle, too. Because avian influenza spreads through droppings, knowing how often and where shearwaters poop at sea could reshape our understanding of how the virus leaps between distant colonies. While crowded nesting cliffs are obvious hotspots, the open ocean has always been viewed as a kind of quarantine zone. If shearwaters are littering viral particles across hundreds of miles of sky, that assumption collapses. Uesaka warns, every flush in flight is a potential transmission event. So, are streaked shearwaters heroic ocean gardeners, inadvertently seeding plankton blooms that suck carbon from the atmosphere? Or are they unwitting viral couriers, stitching together far-flung bird populations with every aerial excretion? The answer might be both. Now it's your turn. Do you think nature's fly-and-release strategy is brilliant ecological engineering? Or does it unsettle you to imagine invisible clouds of nutrients and viruses drifting above the waves? Drop your take in the comments. Agree, disagree, or share a wild theory. After all, science moves forward when we're brave enough to flush out the controversy together.